What's up and welcome into the 3 most beautiful crushes in the French defense, which happens after e4, e6. I really like opening crushes because in them the most beautiful things arise in the very first moves. I am a candidate master Vasily Titarov, so let's get started. So, first game, Kunin Aksingoid, 1958, e4, e6, d4, d5, French defense, knight c3. And in this position, black usually plays de or knight f6 or bishop b4. Bishop b4 was played in the game, which is the most popular move in this position, bishop b4, and bishop d2. Not very popular, but interesting choice. White usually plays e5 in this position, but okay, bishop d4, bishop d2, de, and queen g4. Attacking e4 and g7, queen d4, and long castle. White have very good development. F5 is fine, bishop g5, and suddenly black can just took on f2, and after, for example, knight e4, fg, knight f2, knight f6 takes, knight d7, black is fine. So black could take on f2, but it's kind of dangerous. So black played queen e5, which is not very good because white can play knight f3 and could play knight f3. And after e takes f3, queen b4, knight f6, and for example bishop f4. White has very active pieces, so black's position is just lost. But rook d8 was played in the game, king f7, knight f3 here, and queen a5 was played in the game, which is actually a huge mistake. After e4, which is the correct move, queen b4, it seems that black's position is very dangerous, but knight f6, very nice move, and after rook h8, queen e1, very nice geometry, knight d1, and queen b4, white just loses. So after knight f6, black is fine, but queen f5 was played in the game, and it's a huge blunder because after brilliant move bishop b5, white has two threats, knight e5 and bishop e8. So, for example, after fg, knight e5, after queen b5, white can play just knight b5, fg, and knight e5 checkmate. So after bishop b5, black have to play knight c6, but it did not help. Knight e5, knight e5, bishop e8, and bishop g6 checkmate. Very nice game, and let's continue. Second game, Paler Shakhovich, 1974. e4, e6, d4, d5, knight c3, bishop b4 again, knight g2. Not the most popular move in this position, but it's very interesting, of course. de, a3. In this position, black has two moves, bishop c3 and bishop e7. Bishop e7 was played in the game. Knight e4, knight c6, c3, knight f6, takes, queen d5, queen f3, b6, bishop f4, attacking the pawn on c7, but black just ignore this idea because after takes on c7, black can just take on d4 and cd, queen e4. Black is totally fine. So after bishop b7, white played knight d2, queen d6, bishop b5. A little bit strange move because after a6, white have to go away with his bishops, and bishop d3 was played in the game, which is actually a big mistake. White have to go bishop a4 or bishop e2, but bishop d3, very strong move, knight e5. And after takes on b7, black can just take on d3, and after king e2, knight f4, check, and after king f1, for example, rook c8, and white's position is very bad. So bishop queen g3 was played in the game, and bishop h4, very strong move. After takes on h4, black can takes on d3, king e2 takes, long castle, white's king is very open, e5 is coming, so white's position is very bad, but it was the lesser of two evils. In the game, white played queen e3, which is actually a huge blunder. White hoped for knight g4, I think, and after queen e2, if knight f2, white can castle, takes, castle, queen h3, rook a e1. Of course, white's position is not very good, but white have odds to muddy the water. So it was white hope, but yeah, if bishop f2, white can go king d1, and very interesting variation. Of course, after h5, we can just go h3, so bishop g2, and now queen g4, bishop h1, and very nice little move, king e2, attacking both bishops, and white are doing very well. So that was white's hopes, but in the game, black just played bishop f2, brilliant move, and white just resigned the game because after king f2, knight g4, and white loses his queen, and after queen f2, the same story. So let's move on to the final beautiful crash. The final game was played in 1962 between Kostenko and Lerner. E4, e6, d4, d5, knight c3. The strongest move in this position, bishop b4, e5, the most popular move, but knight g2 again was played, de a3, bishop c3 takes, and knight f6, which is actually not very good move. Instead of knight f6, black should go knight c6, bishop b5, knight g e7. That was more flexible for black, but they played knight f6, bishop g5, very nasty pin, and black should have solved this problem immediately with h6, and after takes, queen f3, then white can long castle, and white's position is very comfortable, of course, but this is far from the end of the game. Knight c6 was played, bishop b5, long castle, which is the decisive mistake. Instead of long castle, black could go h6, for example, but okay, long castle, takes, and queen d5. Black calculate this variation, takes, and queen g2, and I guess they hoped for rook f1, bishop a6, and black are doing very well. But instead of rook f1, unfortunately for black, white found a very beautiful move in this position, queen f3, and black immediately resigned the game because after takes on f3, rook g1, after queen g6, long castle, and rook g1 is coming. So in this position, black just resigned. So very nice game. And if you enjoy, if you find this video interested, sorry, my English is not very good, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and goodbye.